Hey everybody, it's Jim here, and today we're going to be talking about guitar necks. Now, I personally believe the neck is the most important part of the guitar. I made a video about that a while ago. I still believe that to be true. You can click here and watch that if you're interested. However, in this day and age where not a lot of local stores have everything in stock just because of the way that the supply chain and inventory is working at the moment, if you're shopping online for a guitar, you want to know how it's going to feel. Well, I'm going to show you a tool that can give you a decent idea using your own guitars to kind of steer you in the right direction. Now, thankfully, with the evolution of the online standards when it comes to the description of instruments being sold, a lot of the high-end instruments and shops that really do a great job, even with their mid-tier kind of products, they will list the thickness at the 1st and the 12th fret. They won't just say modern C, vintage U, 50 style, 60 style, slim taper, compound radius, so on and so forth. There are a million different styles and shapes when it comes to the necks. But if you can't play one of these, one way to get a really decent idea of how it's going to feel in your hand is to take one of your own guitars that you kind of like, or maybe you think, I wish this was a little bit thinner, or I wish that it had a little bit more beef to it, and get yourself one of these guys. This is a digital caliper, and I'm going to demonstrate right now just how easy it is to measure an instrument that you have already at home to give you a baseline idea of what you may or may not like. Now, the first thing you want to do is make sure that your strings are off of the guitar before you start doing this to get the most accurate reading and to make sure you're not going to screw anything up. Now, that being said, you want masking tape on this actual caliper itself so that you're not actually going to be damaging anything even with the strings off the guitar. We're going to start at the 1st fret, and this is pretty basic. You're just going to slowly and gradually close the caliper until it sits pretty snug. Then you're going to release it. That's going to give you a good idea. On this guitar, it's 0.84, which isn't too bad. That falls in line with a lot of guitars that come out of factories. Now we're going to repeat this process at the 12th fret, and you're going to see the reading comes out to 0.88. Now, if I had known that this was the actual thickness at the 12th fret of this instrument, there is probably 0% chance I would have bought this guitar, because I don't like necks that are that thin once you get that high up the fretboard. More towards the 1st fret doesn't bother me so much, but I like it to kind of beef up as it gets closer to the body itself. Now, after you're done using this caliper to measure the thickness of your neck, I recommend writing those numbers down so you don't ever have to do it again. Now, you have a baseline, and like I said, maybe you wished it was a little bit different. When you're shopping for a guitar now, if they don't provide that information, the least you can do is ask. It's not going to hurt anybody. If the guy says no or he doesn't have the tool, it's an independent seller, it is what it is, but it doesn't hurt and it doesn't cost anybody who might have the tool to take the extra time to do that, to provide you with that information. Or if it's already listed in the listing, you kind of have a really decent and much better informed idea of how this is going to sit in your hand. Granted, the neck shape, like I said, that's not something that can be actually measured and quantified in your own kind of experience. It's something that you get a feel for after playing. But in this market where you're kind of buying a lot online, and like I said, not all the guitars are in stock for everybody locally, the more that you can do to take the guesswork out of the equation, the better. And the final advantage of having these set of calipers and knowing the measurements of the guitars, if you're willing to sell a guitar, you could provide somebody else with a very accurate number and pay it forward so that they're not guessing. And it also protects you in the event that maybe they guessed wrong and they don't like how thick or thin your neck is that you sold them, likely getting rid of the possibility of a potential return. However, that's going to be where I'm going to end this. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite neck shape is, and if you've ever measured one of your guitar necks and what you kind of prefer. Other than that, leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you tomorrow for another guitar related video. Take it easy, you guys.